Quite often, when working with new Scrum teams, whenever we reach the discussion about the quality or the frequency of the sprint review, they quite often say, "Oh, you mean the sprint demo, isn't it?" My response is usually, "No, I mean the sprint review. A demo is only the inspect portion of inspect and adapt. A sprint review is an opportunity to inspect the product increment and to adapt the product backlog. Although a demonstration is a helpful part of a sprint review, it is not the aim of the sprint review. The most important aspect of the sprint review is the in-depth conversation and collaboration among the participants that enable productive adaptations of the product." In my experience, Scrum teams tend to focus too much on inspect and not enough time on adapt. So for this video, I will share thoughts and recommendations on organizing an effective sprint review. And before going into it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And also, we have been working on creating a series of Agile booklets that enable individuals and teams to familiarize themselves with the Agile concepts. We covered everything from what is Agile to discussing the different frameworks, Scrum and Kanban, and also discussing how to measure progress and what are the artifacts used in an Agile team. And we are offering a sample booklet from this series to anyone who is interested in knowing more about Agile. So if you would like to have your free copy, follow the link in the description. Let's get into it. The sprint review is a break at the end of each sprint. The major purpose of a sprint review is to inform customers and stakeholders about what has been accomplished so far, and if it aligns with the project goals set at the beginning of development. And it also gives the stakeholders and customers an opportunity to provide the Scrum team with feedback on the value delivered during the sprint. And of course, it gives the opportunity also for everyone to talk about what's planned next. To keep this meeting a dialogue, different structure can exist, and today we will go through my recommended structure. First thing, the product owner needs to set the stage for what to expect during the sprint review. Often the product owner will identify the sprint goal and provide a broader context to help stakeholders understand the overall progress to date and give a high-level overview on what the team has been working on. Second, the development team is the one to step up when it comes to demonstrating the product new functionalities. They know best how a product works and what functionalities it delivers. An effective sprint review meeting is incomplete without gathering feedback from customers and stakeholders. Feedback is an important element of the sprint review. Stakeholders give real-time feedback on the product and evaluate if the Scrum team delivered on the sprint goal. Next, attention is turned to the product backlog, including any items that did not meet the definition of done. Both the stakeholders and Scrum team discuss how the feedback they received and any new business context provided by the stakeholders may impact the ordering of the product backlog. It is a good practice to present product backlog to stakeholders, because it allows the product owner to gather feedback regarding the upcoming sprint as well as the backlog itself. And finally, everyone collaborates on what to do next. For example, perhaps the Scrum team should release their product earlier than planned, or that the direction that the team has taken might not be a viable idea and the team needs to pivot. The most important overall is to come up with a plan for the next sprint. Let's take a look now at an example of the agenda. As first step, the product owner and Scrum Master will start by welcoming the participant and setting the stage. Here the product owner and Scrum Master can explain the purpose of the sprint review, and this could also be the opportunity for a small round of introduction if the group is new or if there are new stakeholders that just started joining your session. Second, goal and expectations for the review. This is the time to evaluate the goal that was set for the last sprint as a reminder of what the team hoped to accomplish before reviewing the work that was done. And this should be presented by the product owner. Third step, share an overview of the completed tasks and overall roadmap. Once everyone is refreshed on the goal, the sprint task list is reviewed by the product owner to determine which tasks are complete by giving a brief done or not done update. And most important, the product owner explains how these tasks connect to the overall roadmap or release plan. The product owner should focus less on the individual user stories and more on the overall value created. Fourth step, demo and review of the value delivered. The next portion of sprint review meetings is spent reviewing demos from the development team. During this time, team members should demonstrate a working part of the software or the product to the rest of the sprint review meeting attendees. The demo isn't just about proving that the software or the product work, it should also demonstrate the business value that it provides to the customers. Now it's time to gather feedback from stakeholders on the product increment. So this is the time to ask feedback from stakeholders on how well the team achieved the objective. The stakeholders assess the presentations against the original sprint goal and provide any feedback they may have. The demos should be evaluated on whether or not they meet the user's needs, create value, and account for internal dependencies and improve functionalities. After the demo, this is the time for the product owner to share what is planned for the next sprint. And this is the last point in the agenda, and it is for the product owner to share with the stakeholders what will be the focus of the upcoming sprint and get their input regarding the prioritization of those tasks. And last but not least, this is the time to celebrate and have some fun. Sprint reviews are a great time to celebrate the team and everyone's accomplishment during this iteration. So use this opportunity to have some informal chat with team members and stakeholders and praise the work accomplished. Remember that the sprint review should be an interactive event in which attendees ask questions to each other, but also where stakeholders can use and play around with the features that were created. Sprint review is a critical part of the empirical process control. We make our progress and decisions transparent, we inspect the product and the market it's in, and then we adapt our plans to maximize value in the future. Try using these tips and guidance, and if it doesn't work first time, that is completely fine. Use your next sprint retrospective to discuss how to improve your sprint review. And that's gonna be it for this video. I hope it gave you some good insights on how to run an effective sprint review. Please leave us a comment and follow us for more content. And don't forget to get your free copy of the Agile booklet. Thanks for watching.